Hello everybody and welcome back to the Trading Setup channel. My name is Niku and on this channel we explore the world of trading. Today I'm going to share a fairly simple strategy with you. It's not very well known, but if used correctly it can deliver solid results. In fact, there are plenty of simple strategies that many traders don't know about. And that's exactly why we created this channel, to share as many of them with you as I can. And if you want to learn more strategies, make sure to join my free Telegram community. There, I break down trading sessions, explain indicators, and post other useful information. There's even a trading bot. So click the link in the description below or scan the QR code on the screen and make sure you join today. I have another trading session later today, so I hope to see you there. Now, let's head over to our platform and dive into today's strategy. So first things first, let's get our platform set up so we can start trading. First thing we're going to do is we're going to make sure that our candle period is set to 30 seconds. We're going to make sure that our expiry time is on 1 minute. Next up, we're going to add the indicators we're going to use today. We're going to be adding the Stochastic Oscillator and we're going to be adding the SuperTrend indicator. So this is what it looks like. We're going to leave these on default. We're not going to make any changes to them. So what are we looking for? We're going to be looking at whether price is above or below the SuperTrend line. So we have this on the SuperTrend, we have these red and green lines. So when the red line gets broken, it will switch to a green line that's below the price. And when the green line gets broken, it will switch to a red line that's running above price. That is the first thing we're going to look at. We're going to look at where price is in relation to the SuperTrend. Then we're going to look at our Stochastic Oscillator. If price is running below the SuperTrend line, meaning that there's a red line above price, we're going to look for areas where the stochastic is moving into the oversold zone. So this will be a confirmed crossover on the close of this green candle, and then we're going to take a sell trade. So we're going to go in the direction that the trend is currently moving. In this case, it is downwards. The SuperTrend is showing us that we are in a downwards trend. And when we are moving, when the SuperTrend is below price, when the line is green, then we're going to look at area for a spot where the stochastic is crossing over into the overbought zone. So in this case, that would be the candle there. We have a cross there. And then if we took a buy trade on the close of this candle for 1 minute, because it's 30 seconds, that would have been a good trade as well. So that's what we're going to be looking for. We're not going to stay on one asset, we'll be flipping through the assets. But this is how the strategy works. It's fairly simple. And just another example, this will not be a trade for us. We can see that the stochastic has crossed up into the overbought zone there, but at the time it did so, my SuperTrend was still red. So these are examples of trades we won't be taking. Okay, that's the strategy, and now let's see if we can hook some trades. Okay, we're going to start flipping through some assets and see if we can pick up trades that's within the parameters of our trading strategy. We had the crossover now of the SuperTrend. Now let's see if the stochastic crosses into the overbought zone. As soon as it does, we'll take a buy trade here. This very important thing to do is to wait for the confirmation of the crossover. Quite often you will see, we should be seeing it during the course of this video, we'll probably see it, but what happens is that a mistake that a lot of new traders make is you will give them a trading strategy that is consistent, but they can't get it to work. And if you then go sit and look at what they're doing, you will quickly find out that they are trying to predict where the strategy is going to give them entries, and they start trading that. So they are taking entries before the strategy actually gives them a signal. And this is something you won't be able to do. If you're going to try and do that, you're going to be wrong most of the time. Quite often you will see on a green candle, for example, the stochastic will be pushing into the overbought zone, but then the candle pulls back. And when that candle pulls back, it pulls the stochastic out of the overbought zone. And then by that time, a lot of new traders are already in their trades. And then the trade goes against them and they start, they just assume it's a bad strategy and they start looking for a different strategy to work, to try and trade with. And this will keep on happening. We saw that the stochastic is in the overbought zone at this moment. So if this candle closes like this, I'm allowed to take a trade according to my strategy. But if we get a big red candle now, the stochastic is going to pull out of the overbought zone. Okay, so that confirmed it for us. It did cross over. So it's important to wait for your candles to confirm the crossover. Even doesn't matter what strategy you're using, if it's this one or a different one, any strategy where you use crossovers, like let's say for example the MACD crossover or the vortex crossover, if you're using moving average crossovers, or if in this case we'll be looking for a crossover into the overbought zone or into the oversold zone, make sure you wait to see if it actually happened. Don't take a trade because you think it's going to happen or because it looks like it's going to happen. It's a small difference, but it makes a huge impact on your trading. Keep that in mind. This is looking good though. 7 seconds, 6 seconds left. Let's just wait for this to run out. There we go. Good trade. This is how we should be doing it. We waited for the parameters of our strategy to be fulfilled. Once it was, we took the trade. We're not going to get an entry on this again soon, so let's see if we can find 1 or 2 more entries. This is coming down, so the stochastic will be pulling down. Not looking for low stochastic on that. This is something. So this is a trade that we won't be taking because the stochastic broke as the broke on the break of the red super trend, of the bearish super trend. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. Another example of one we wouldn't have taken because this crossover happened on the break. Okay, so we need technically the price wasn't below the super trend line when the stochastic crossed over. So that's also very something to keep in mind. We're going to break the super trend here. So if price closes below this, the super trend will be broken. So let's see if this happens in this candle or maybe the next one, because the more red candles we have, the more the stochastic is going to get pulled down to the oversold level. And we want it to cross over after the super trend, bullish super trend has been broken. Let's keep an eye on this and see what happens. For all we know, it could just push up from here. It doesn't mean it necessarily it will go down, that it will, that it will drop from here. Good chance though. Okay, this looks like it's going to be pushing up. I don't want to sit on an asset for too long, hoping it will fire. Otherwise this video is going to become quite long as well. We have the price moving below the super trend, and we have the stochastic close to the oversold zone here. Let's see if we get a crossover, and if we do, we can actually take an entry here. This might take a candle or two, so we're going to have to be patient. We'll zoom in a little bit and see what happens. But according to the super trend, we are currently in a bearish move, and if we zoom out, we can clearly see that this is the case. Okay, this is a good example of what I meant earlier by waiting for confirmation. This candle, while the price was okay, so currently you see the stochastic is dipping below into the oversold and then out again, out again. Now if you took a sell trade here because it looked like it was in the oversold zone, you would have been stressing right now because this trade would have been going against you. We did not cross over. By the time this candle closed, we weren't anywhere near the oversold zone. So if I did take a sell trade there because it looked like it was going to cross over, I would have had a bad time. So don't do that. Don't try to predict whether it's going to happen or not. You're gonna be wrong most of the time. Got a few seconds left. We do have a crossover, but it's pulling back up again. It's so important to wait for those crossovers to actually happen. Wait for the confirmation. Don't try to predict. I cannot stress this enough. Don't try to predict that it's going to happen. You will be wrong most of the time. We still don't have a crossover on the stochastic into the overbought zone, because if it's looking like this, it's not a crossover. If I can't clearly see it, that it has crossed over, it's not. So this candle will probably confirm our crossover for us. Probably. I'm not saying it will, but it will probably. See the way it's pushing up, see the way it's pulling the stochastic right back out of the overbought zone, oversold zone. This is not something I want to trade. And there we go. I'm going to move away from this one because it's doesn't look like it really wants to go into the overbought zone. I'm not going to sit and wait for it. We're going to see if we can find something else. We might get an entry here. We'll give a few candles. It's definitely not going to fire on this candle, so I want to check. Just go back to this. This is another example of how it's being pulled back. This is not something I'm going to look for an entry on. This, though, this might give us a sell entry really soon. This is looking good. We've already tested the SuperTrend. It got rejected. Let's see if we go into the oversold zone here. It's pushing back up, unfortunately. We're heading to the oversold zone here on the stochastic. Let's see if it makes it. We're going to need to at least one more decent red candle here, and then at least one more, at least, but probably two. See if this candle pushes down to here, it's going to pull the stochastic into the oversold. But then it might, for all we know, it might push up all the way back and then pull the stochastic right back out again. And that's why it's so crucial to wait for the confirmation. And this candle is not going to give us a confirmation of the stochastic. I really doubt it. No, it didn't. Okay, so if we have a red candle here, it will be in the oversold zone. It must be red. Clearly, it's not going to be. It's coming back down. 10 seconds left on this candle. I really doubt it's going to close red. There's a lot of buying power here at the moment. Yeah, and the stochastic's making a bullish crossover heading north. Okay, so we're going to skip that. Ooh, we missed a nice buy here. Trade would have been closing now. This would have been the closing candle. Oh man. Let's sit on this for a bit. We are seeing a bearish crossover being formed on the stochastic. And we might see some red candles. If we do and we get the stochastic moving into the oversold zone, we can actually take a trade. We'll give it a few seconds. It's just a candle or two. If this pushes up, we'll skip, but if it pushes down, good. Let's see what happens on this. What we want to see is red candles. So this is good so far. The more red we have, it should take another 2 or 3 candles though before the stochastic pulls into the oversold zone. And remember, if you're unsure whether it's crossed or not, just take it as it hasn't crossed. Golden rule of thumb, and it will keep you out of trouble. There we go. Now we're going to start seeing the stochastic being really pulled down. The more red we see now, the quicker it will come down. But we might not get the red. If this closes proper red, the next one should pull us into the oversold zone. If it is a decent red, we need it to come down to this level here, roughly, more or less. If this pushes up, next candle will make a bullish crossover on the stochastic, which is bad for our strategy. Let's see what happens. We have 2 seconds left. It's not crossed, so this is our confirmation candle. We can see on this candle we did not see the stochastic clearly cross into the oversold zone, so we are not taking a trade here. This candle is pulling us into, so we needed to close red still. If it closes green, it's not going to be a trade, but if it closes red, we're going to be ready for it because we are seeing some quick moves. We are going to be ready for it. And there's the crossover, there's the close, and we can take our trade. Okay, so we waited. We can clearly see on the close of this candle, we had a definite bearish crossover. We waited for our entry. And we got rewarded for waiting patiently for a good entry. 20 seconds left on this. I really doubt it's going to push back all the way. This does look like it's going to be good. And it was. As a rule, I don't like doing this, but I do have to pause this video quickly. Okay, we had a successful trade here just now on Euro Ruble, and we're just going to start again at the top of our list and work our way down and see if we can pick up some trades that falls within the parameters of our strategy. This crossover happened while price was still below this bearish super trend line, so this would not be a trade that you would want to take. Here's another good example of why it is important to wait for the crossover to happen. By the close of this candle, this is what the stochastic looked like. It was almost right on the oversold line, and if you thought that it's gonna drop, you actually would have gotten lucky on this trade, but most of the time you're gonna regret taking that trade. I cannot stress enough how important it is just to have the patience to wait one more candle to see if you get the confirmation of your setup or not. Let's see what happens here, just out of curiosity's sake, because it does look like we're going to push upwards, but even if we push up, we're going to get a bullish crossover below the super trend line. It's coming back though. Was hoping it's going to push, it might still push up. There we go. Okay, so we've got a bullish crossover, but it's still below the super trend line, so this is not something we're going to open a position on. This looks like it might give us something soon. We are running below the super trend line. We are bearish, and price is heading towards the oversold zone. Now we just need to wait and see if it actually reaches. We'll give it a few minutes. What's this? GBP, JPY. We'll come back to that in a minute or so. Let's just check if there's maybe something else that's closer to firing for us. What's this doing? We're still on our way to the oversold zone. Although this green candle messed with us a little bit. If this doesn't push down, we're going to see an upwards, a bullish crossover. Then it's going to be quite some time before we get another push towards, if we actually do get a push towards the oversold zone, but I doubt. If this doesn't come down now, we're going to start skipping through more assets. This does not look like it's planning on dropping a little bit. This is the confirmation candle. How much time is left? 8 seconds. Okay, so I can see as the candle is now, it's a clear bearish crossover. So I'm just going to wait for the close of the candle and take my position. So I've entered the trade. This candle, previous candle, confirmed the bearish crossover for us. We are below the super trend line, and now we just wait for the expiry timer to run out. There we go, lots more red. That's what we want to see. We're halfway through this trade, 30 seconds left, and it's moving. Once again, we waited for the parameters of our strategy to be fulfilled, and the market is rewarding us for that. Beautiful, beautiful entry. Let's see if we can pick up another one. We'll start again at the top of the list. Why not? Okay, so we're getting confirmation crossover here, but we are above the super trend line at the moment. I'm not going to take a trade on this currency. The stochastic is coming up really hard towards the overbought zone. We are moving above the super trend line, which is good. So as it stands, this looks like it's going to give us a solid entry into solid buy entry, but we have to again wait for the stochastic to go to close into the overbought zone. So as it stands, if this candle closes green or even way up here, that will be the confirmation. But if this drops anymore, it's going to pull my stochastic out of the overbought zone. And this is what what I was explaining earlier. I do not have a confirmed crossover at the moment. Look how far this is pulling back. It's pulling the stochastic right out of the overbought zone. So I'm not going to take this trade. This is not a clear crossover. I wasn't able to distinctly tell that it crossed over. If you scroll back this video a little bit and you look at the previous trades we took, it was a clear crossover straight up. There was no doubt whether it was crossing over or not. And this is exactly the reason I was explaining earlier. Just wait one more candle. See if you get the confirmation, because if you did take a buy trade here, you would have been on the wrong side of this. And then this is where a lot of new people will tell you that this strategy doesn't work. It's not, it doesn't give you a consistent returns. So this is the reason why you need to wait that extra candle and wait to get that confirmation. It is crucial. Okay, we are below the super trend now. It has formed already on this candle. We are below it on this. We're going to see if this ends red, we'll be able to take a sell entry. If this pushes up, it's going to again pull the stochastic out of the overbought zone, and we don't want it to be in a trade when that happens, because then the parameters of our strategy is not fulfilled. Zoom out just a little bit so I can keep an eye on the timer. This is not a clear crossover for me. This is. Okay, so now I have to wait and see what this candle does. So unless this turns into a huge clean candle, I'm going to take a sell on the close of this. It's looking good. A few seconds left. I am waiting for the close of the candle. There we go. That's the close of the candle. My strategy, the candle movement confirmed. My strategy showed the stochastic did move into the oversold zone. We are below an existing super trend bearish super trend line, and again now we just wait for the expiry to run out. And again, I can't stress how important it is. Wait that extra candle, just one more candle to confirm your entry for you. It's going to keep you out of so much trouble in the future. And that's going to be the difference between a strategy working for you and a strategy not working for you. I've seen it so many times in the past, and if you try to predict where your strategy will fire, you will be wrong most of the time. But this is looking good. 9 seconds left on this. Boom, fantastic. And that is our strategy for today. Before we wrap up this video, I would like to remind you to always follow proper money management rules when you trade. Don't invest more than 5% of your balance in a single trade. This is very important, and I really hope you keep this in mind. Money management is one of the most important tools you'll ever use. If you want to learn more strategies, and if you want to level up your trading skills, join my private trading community, where I share everything I've learned over the past 25 years. You can send me a direct message using the QR code on the screen, or by clicking the link in the description below, and I'll send you a personal invite. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button, and if you have any questions, drop them in the comments. I'll see you guys in the next video, and until then, may the pips be with you.